While this looks like just another pleasant suburb in any town USA, it is in fact the scene of a brutal crime. This is the former home of the Shockners. Mrs. Shockner was stabbed to death 10 times in the neck and hands on her own back porch. Now, an unsettling detail to this story is that the cops were standing right here on her front lawn while the murder happened. They responded to a call from a neighbor who had seen a prowler in the back alley. Ironically, Lynn was killed while on her way to open the back gate for police officers.
She had defensive wounds where she was trying to protect herself. It was pretty traumatic. It was traumatic for everybody in the neighborhood.
Lynn Shockner was killed by Nicholas Harvey, a hitman allegedly hired by Lynn's own husband, Fred Shockner. The hitman was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Shockner is still awaiting trial. Prosecutors say that Mr. Shockner saw the $5,000 murder for hire as a way out of a costly divorce. Our psychics challenge.
My name's Mark Morellis. I'm a licensed private investigator. This is where the body was discovered. The suspect came from the rear. He encountered the victim in this area. The killer stabbed her multiple times in the neck. The killer then went in the house, removed jewelry. The suspect went out to the rear alley and encountered a police officer there. Those officers came out to the rear here and found the victim laying bleeding to death here.
Now, just give me a rundown of some of the facts that you're going to be looking for from our psychics.
I'm going to be listening for the word hitman, a knife, stabbing, police, eyewitness. There was a divorce for financial motive. They had a teenage son together. We know there's a lot of information here. If one of the psychics can come back here, walk through it, and nail it all, it'll be pretty incredible.
I wanted to be a police officer and a police investigator, but I ended up here instead, and I would love to be able to help police with crime investigations and missing children.
This was female. I feel like this was female. I'm gonna walk around a little bit.
Sure.
I feel like this person was watching her for a while. He knew what he was doing. He definitely knew what he was doing. She's still distraught. She's still here. She's definitely present. She's not at peace yet. She hasn't crossed over yet. So usually that's either because she wants to talk to her family or she wants justice. I'm getting a puncture of some sort. Nobody was home, but she was alone. This person watched her right through them windows, so he had to be hanging out in this backyard and coming through that back gate. Didn't approach from the front, was afraid of being seen. But I don't think that this was a thing for money. I'm not getting like a robbery, nothing like that. It might have took something to make it look like a robbery, maybe a couple pieces of jewelry, and that was just to throw off the police, really. I think he had something pulled over his head. There's definitely a jail cell, so he either is in jail now or will be caught very soon, definitely. I get pulled right here to the spot, though. I feel like it started here. This is where he made his grab. I get a gargling in her mouth, so I don't know if there was like maybe blood that came up in the mouth. Well, I get that hard, can't breathe, you know what I mean? But I'm not getting the hand over the face or over the neck anymore, and I'm getting so there had to be a stabbing.
All right, Joe, I think we're done here. How do you feel? You feel drained? You feel good? How do you feel?
I feel fine. I feel good.
I'm going to go let you get some rest, and I'll see you a little bit later.
I brought up a little sweat here.
Yeah. You worked hard, obviously.
I feel like I did really good at this task, but also dealing with a police officer that probably investigates many crime scenes. He's got a lot of spirits around him trying to give him messages, and he probably don't even realize it.
That leaves Joseph and Tori. Joseph, let's start with you. You entered the crime scene in last place, but you quickly redeemed yourself with a remarkable reading. Not only did you know the location of the crime and that the victim was female, you also knew that the perpetrator came in through the backyard. You knew that the killer had multiple weapons. You kept saying the word puncture, which is consistent with a stabbing. You even knew that the crime included a staged robbery. Impressive. Mark said that the only fact that you didn't mention was that there was a hitman involved. He was blown away, and he gave you the highest score on this challenge. But